Hi everyone, I'm Emily Bogner. I'm a first year student in Jack Sain's lab, also known as the FAVE lab, which stands for Functional Anatomy and Vertebrate Evolution. I wanted to talk just a little bit about how my first semester of research has gone so far, and how I've started to develop project ideas and what I knew coming in versus what I've kind of developed as a student here already. So I did do a master's before I came to Berkeley to do my PhD, and throughout my master's I also did develop some ideas. So I came in already knowing that I wanted to work with carnivorans. I worked with carnivorans for my master's, really liked them, and kind of just wanted to keep the flow going. I also knew from taking a functional osteology class that I really liked biomechanics and functional morphology, so I knew I wanted to do a project that focused on those two aspects of the carnivoran skeleton. Also during my master's, my main project focused on the dental anatomy of carnivorans, and I really wanted to, I didn't really get a sense of working with the appendicular skeleton, so like the forearms, the back legs, and I knew I wanted to work with that. So coming into Berkeley, I knew I wanted to do functional anatomy, biomechanics of the carnivoran appendicular skeleton, and that's what I kind of came in doing. Before coming here, I had talked with my advisor, Jack Sain, and we kind of developed a project where I would be studying how the cranial anatomy, so looking at the skeleton, how that directly works with the appendicular skeleton, so like the arms and legs, when carnivorans are catching their prey, and then when they're also processing it during eating it and trying to take it down with their forearms. So I came in and I thought that was the project that I was going to be working on, and I'm not saying it's not, but Jack gave his students a task during the first semester to write a review paper concerning the literature that is known about the topic and trying to find gaps within it. And from doing this project, I kind of realized that my interests have changed a little bit. So I'm unsure of where my project is going to be right now. I'm going to take this spring semester and dive into a new topic, do another review paper, and really see, do my interests lie with the project that I thought I was going to come in doing, or am I now leaning towards a new project that I'm interested in? So while doing my literature review in the first semester, in the fall semester, where I was looking at the evolution of the appendicular skeleton throughout different types of carnivorans, carnivorans that climb, carnivorans that swim, carnivorans that are adapted for running, I realized that there was a big gap in the literature with what we know how the biomechanics work of the carnivoran appendicular skeleton and how that is related to climate. So looking at the carnivoran appendicular skeleton in relation to climate and how they correlate with each other hasn't really been studied at all. And the more I read about it, the more I got interested. I started coming up with all these different project ideas, and I was proposing them to Jack. I was like getting really excited. And I'm going to now, for the spring semester, look into that other aspect, and then at the very end or throughout the spring semester decide ultimately which direction I want to take my project. So all of this is to go through and say that it's okay if you come in with a project idea knowing exactly what you want to do. That's great, that'll get the ball rolling, you can get done, get through quicker, and just kind of get your project set up. But it's also okay if you come in completely not knowing what you want to do. That's all right too. And it's also okay if you come in thinking you know what you want to do and then ultimately kind of changing it throughout depending on what your interests are, which is really important to think about what you're interested in, because you're going to be working on this project for the next 5, maybe 6 years, and you want to do something that you ultimately love, that gets you excited, gets you wanting to come into the lab every day and work on it. So whatever path ends up working for you is great. And if you do have any questions on any other logistics of what it's like trying to figure out a project, let me know and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Other than that, I'm really excited to meet all of you, and I hope you have a great interview weekend.